Hello students, this is the second part of chapter number 9 in which we are going to discuss about human skeleton. Now students, the next topic is parts of the human skeleton. So in your syllabus there are given few of the main parts of the human skeleton. Also you can see it in the diagram. Now the first one is skull, which was the head of the human body. Now the skull was made up of 22 bones. Skull surrounds and protects the brain. Also students, it has bony cavities which means gaps which was called eye sockets, and these are used for the protection of the eyes. The lower jaw is the only movable part of the skull due to which we can talk or eat. Now the second one is rib cage. Now students, as you can see in the diagram, the bones which was like a cage, that was known as rib cage. So it is made up of basically 12 pair of ribs which are attached to the backbone. Now these are the bones which can protect our heart and the lungs. Now the long bone called the sternum holds the ribs together in the front, while at the back the ribs are attached to the backbone. Now students, the last pair of the ribs are not attached to the sternum and they are called floating ribs. Now students, the next one is backbone. So backbone is the main part of bone structure just because it gives support to our body. Now students, it is made up of 33 small bones or ring-like bone structures which was called vertebrae. Now students, these vertebrae bones together form a vertical column which was called backbone. Now the students' backbone surrounds the and protect the spinal cord which runs through it. So students, backbone is the main part of our body which gives us support. Due to backbone we can stand, we can walk, we can have the control on our body. Now students, the next part of our skeleton is limbs. So our arms is called upper limbs while our legs are called lower limbs. Now these two limbs form a pair of limbs. Now students, our upper limbs helps to do many things such as holding the things or moving the things, while lower limbs are used to perform various activities such as walking, running, etc. Now students, I hope you all know this, that femur, which is also known as thigh bone, is the longest bone of the human body. Now students, we are going to discuss about joints through which our body can move. So the reason in the body where two or more bones are connected to each other is called joint. Now students, bones are held together at joints through by tough fibrous bands which called ligaments. Now students, movement is only possible at the joints as at the joint of our knees, at the joint of our elbows, we can move our body parts at the joints. Now depending upon how much movement the joint allow, the joints are as follows. The first one is fixed joints that do not allow any movement. For example, the joint between the bones of the skull. The second one is slightly movable joints which allow some movement, like slight movement. For example, joint between vertebrae. While freely movable joints allow very wide range of the movement. Freely movable joints are of the following types. So the first one is pivot joint. Now students, it allows the movement around the axis as you can see in the diagram. Here the surface of the bone fits into a ring formed by the another. For example, the joint where the neck joins the head. Here the back portion of the neck is an axis and we can move our head around it in 180-degree manner. Now the second joint is ball and socket joint. Now it allows movement in all the directions. Here, the head of one bone fits into the cavity or the socket of the another bone. For example, the joints at the shoulder and hips. Here, you can move your hand in 360-degree manner, which means in all the direction. Now the next one is gliding joint. So it allows the bone to move or glide over each other. For example, the joints at the wrist or the ankle. Now the next one is hinge joint. So hinge joint you all have seen in your doors, like the door where it was connected with the metal, that joint was known as hinge joint, as you can see in the diagram. Now it also allows the movement in one direction only. For example, the joints at the elbow and knees. Now students, techniques such as X-rays helps us see the various bones in the body. Now the images of the bones is called the X-ray images, which are produced by passing X-rays through the different part of the body. Now students, the X-rays cannot pass our bones while they passes through our muscles. That's why they can give the reflection of the bones in a paper. So as you can see in the diagram, figure 9.11, the A is the X-ray of hand, while B is the X-ray of the foot. We basically do X-ray for checking that our bone is break or not. Now students, the next topic is muscles. So muscles are attached to the bones that can help for the movement in our body. They work by contracting or relaxing, which means shortening and lengthening. Now students, when the muscle contracts, it pulls the bone attached to it, thus resulting in the movement. So this is how our muscles contract and our bones move. However, the muscles cannot push back the bone into its original position. And for this to happen, the bones need to be pulled down in the opposite direction by another muscle. Therefore, in order to pull the bone back in its original direction, muscles always work in the pair. When one muscle relaxes, the other contracts, and vice versa, which means the other one relaxes and the next one contract. So as you can see in the figure 9.12, which shows how the two muscles in our arm work together to bring about the movement. So the upper part of our arm is called biceps, while the lower part is called triceps, and they contract and relax so that our muscles move. Now students, summing up of the chapter. So we will quickly go through with this so that we can better understand the chapter very easily. Now the first topic which we have learned about, the movement in earthworm. So earthworm moves by shortening and lengthening of its body segment or rings. Now the second one is cockroaches. So cockroaches move by using their legs while fly by using their wings. Now snail also move by contracting its flat muscular foot, which was present at the base of the snail. Now the next one is snake. So students, snake crawls with the help of their body muscles, and scales which was present in the body helps to grip the surface. The second one is birds. So basically birds fly with the help of wings and feathers. Now the next one which we have discussed is fish, and fish moves with the help of its muscles and fins and also with the tail. Now the next which we have discussed is human beings. So human beings move through the help of skeleton and the muscles. Now what is a skeleton? So skeleton is a framework of bone which gives the shape to the body, and the bones which are joined where two or more bones connect to each other, that was known as joint. Now the joint can be of three types. The first one, fixed, in which our joint cannot move. Second one is slightly movable, in which our joint can move very slightly. And the third one is freely movable, in which our joints can move freely. So in freely movable joint, there are four kind of joint. The first one is pivot. For example, the joint of the neck and the head. The second one is ball and socket. For example, the joints are present at the shoulder and the hips. The third one is hinge joint, which means the joint which was present at the elbow and the knee is example of the hinge joint. And the fourth one is gliding joint, which was present at the wrist and the ankle of our body. Now students, this is it in this video. I hope you get the topic or chapter. Thank you.